What's up, everybody? Welcome back. This is Rho-Bear, continuing our journey through the Fabled Lands. We are currently in Blessed Springs, and I could venture to any of these places: Fort Brillin, Cold Peak, Cold Bleak, the countryside, but I'm going to go to the Eastern Road. And I'm going to go to the Eastern Road because I'm going to get back to Yellowport. There is a lot to do and a lot to experience in Yellowport, and I really want to get a good foundation there. I want to go through all of the temples and talk to everybody, get some quests, hopefully buy some new equipment, that kind of thing. My dealings with the barrage of Scorpion men have left me in not as great a situation monetarily as I would have liked, but such as it is. So I'm on the road between Blessed Springs and Benefax, and we're going to see what happens. Attacked by mad pilgrims, so I could die right now. I'm hoping that doesn't happen, but who knows? Melee, alright. They have 6, I have 9. So we're gonna do this one, tactical assessment. We're gonna hop over here. Ooh, yeah. You can suck it. He's dead. And my turn. My defense and my turn. And now attack. Miss. Yeah. Alright, that went 1,000 times better than I was expecting. I'm going into every fight assuming that I'm going to be killed because my tactics are not great. I'm going to get better over time, but I mean, that's the hope. But I just remember the Mad Pilgrims previously really stomping a mud hole in me, but that went a lot better, so we're good. You win the fight. A quick search of their pockets and you find a potion of godliness, which gives us a +1 to sanctity until we use that in a check, and a staff. So we're going to take them both, and we're going to go down to Benefax. We're just going to leave, and we're going to go to Yellowport. Okay, so we're back in Yellowport, second largest city in Saqqara, which is this section of the continent. And we're just gonna bop around. I can buy a house in Yellowport for 200 shards. I have 238, but I'm gonna check out equipment first because I got a decent set of armor from the cave of the Gorlock, but my weapon sucks. I mean, I have a mace, but it's just a basic mace, and I have some things that like a pelt and a staff, and I have some things I could potentially sell. So we're gonna go where our market. Oh, mace, spear, staff, short bow, great sword. See, combat +1. Lance, that's cool. How much of these are? A lot more expensive than I was anticipating, to be quite honest. 2 to 7 +1, 4 action points. 2 to 4, 3 action. So I can get 2 strikes with the great axe in 1 round if I'm close enough. And it's 250. I can sell that for 200. So I'm going to sell the glitter nugget and the staff. I'm going to buy the great axe. 250, which leaves me with 228. Hey, I'm I'm okay with that. I'm going to buy some rope because you can't go wrong with rope. I'm going to buy a lantern because you always need a lantern. Ooh, a treasure map. Archery? Give you a bonus based on your weapon type or qualities. Oh, I didn't even see these. These are expensive. Combat dodge, weapon mastery, archery. Okay, so I was potentially a little quick. A little quick to just buy things. Oh well, such as it is. So equip the axe. That's cool. I have 2 healing potions. I have 2 of these. Let's organize. Let's get ourselves organized. I have 2 of these potions of godliness. Cool. Alright, and my slots are very full. So, I need to do some quests to gain some money so I can buy that house. So let's go let's go through the temples. You are standing in the middle of the Plaza of the Gods, where all the temples stand in Yellowport. I can go to the temple of Maka, Elnir, Alvir, and Valmir, or Tierney. Tierney. Well, let's just start at the top. The Temple of Maka, the terrible goddess of disease and famine, is a large underground chamber accessible via an ornate entrance in the middle of the Plaza of the Gods, where all the temples stand in Yellowport. Down below, the walls are bare earth. The ceiling is covered in the roots of growing plants. For Maka is also the goddess of the harvest, who must be kept happy, else disease and famine will strike the people, their crops and their livestock, bringing ruin to all. That does not sound like a good person. I don't need to do any of these. I don't want to become an initiate at this point because it costs money. Renouncing our worship won't do anything. I don't need a blessing because that'll also cost money. So we're gonna leave. But it's good to note that we can get cured here. That's great. So now we're gonna go to the Temple of Elnir. The Temple of Elnir is an imposing edifice of gray stone inlaid with yellow marbling. Elnir is the god of the sky and of kingship. He is the ruler of the gods. His dreams are the clouds before a storm, says a passing priest, which is kind of weird and rude to just say that to someone standing there. Like you just walk up to somebody, hey, his dreams are the clouds before a storm, and then they walk away, and you can't even ask them, what the hell does that mean? So nothing here. Same options. So we're going to leave. We're going to go to the temple of these two. The temple of Alvir and Valmir is built like an upside-down galleon. Alvir and Valmir are brother and sister, king and queen of the land beneath the waves, masters of the sea. Their servants and soldiers are the souls of the drowned. And when seas are rough and storm-tossed, sailors say that Alvir and Valmir are arguing again. I don't like the implications that they're brother and sister and king and queen, because that's weird. So, but we have a new option. Talk to the high priest. The high priest tells you that the golden net of the twin gods has been stolen. The repulsive ones have taken it to their palace beneath the sea in the sunken city of Zyusdura. I hate that. Zyusdura. That's wrong. Oh well. The repulsive ones worship the fish god Oans, who struggles with Alvir and Valmir for control of the sea. We must have the golden net, or the repulsive ones will use it against us. If you return it to us, we will reward you, says the high priest. The sunken city lies under the coastal waters off the Shadar Tor. I'm going to accept that mission. Rule number 1 of RPGs and games like this in general: always accept the mission and worry about failing later. What happens if I talk to him again? He recognizes you, but sees that you don't have his golden net. So he just treats you like a regular schlub. So we're going to leave. There's one more temple to check out. The Temple of Tiernai, the god of war, is built in the shape of a spear with a long pillared nave and an altar at the far end. 2 massive stone warriors guard its gates. Tiernai is depicted here as the insensate spirit of war, a blood-drenched warrior with the head of a maddened jaguar. So that sounds really, really rad. Also, the only one so far that I can make resurrection arrangements at. Do I have? I have no resurrection arrangements, and I don't have the money to do so. It costs 200 shards if you're an initiate, 800 shards if not. Okay, so we really need to get going on collecting money and such. So that's that. Let's check out the Trade Guild. The Merchants Guild of Yellowport is a large building of granite, plushly decorated inside to show off its wealth. Here you can bank your money for safekeeping or invest it in guild enterprises in the hope of making a profit. You hear that the guild master is looking for adventurers. Deposit or withdraw money, make an investment, visit the guild master, or leave. The guild master Vernon of Yellowport is surprisingly eager to see you. He is a hugely fat and bejeweled merchant, and he tells you that a group of rat men have made a base in the sewers beneath the city. They come out at night to raid the warehouses and homes of the merchants of Yellowport. We need an adventurer like yourself to destroy their king, explains the guildmaster. Without him, the ratmen won't be able to organize a feast in a larder. We will pay you 450 shards if you succeed. I'm definitely doing that. He tells you that the sewers can be entered via an old disused well in the poor quarter. Whenever you're ready to enter the sewers, they will be accessible when you explore the city. Hey, look, a little icon. Let's go to the harbor. All shipping in and out of Yellowport must come through the offices of the harbor master. Okay, so we can go back to the Druids. We can buy passage to Marlark City, which we can see off to the side here. We can buy a couple of ships for lots of money. Lots and lots of money. Buy cargoes for trading. Poor crew. Cool. So this is where the initial books really opened up, because you can buy a boat, and then one of the books and a lot of the other books all tie into this big ocean voyage. Go to this spire here, go to the Sorcerer's Isle, all of this stuff around the sides. Look at that. So yeah, the ocean is a big thing, and you can get in on trading, which will give you a lot of money if you do it well. Let's go to the Provost Marshal. You wait several hours to be seen by one of the Provost Marshal's aides, a certain Captain Royzer. I will convince him of my loyalty. You attempt to convince the captain it is worth his while to let you see the Provost Marshal. Fail. All right. You have no option but to leave. Yeah, we're going to try again. We're just going to bribe him. 5 shards. The captain takes your money and nods in the direction you must go. The Provost Marshal is a rich and powerful man, cunning and capable. I have need of someone like you, he says. A group of rebels, loyal to the old king, are hiding out in the cold, bleak mountains. Their leader, urine-colored, is dangerous to us, as he is heir to the old throne and a rallying point for the rebels. Penetrate their stronghold and slay urine-colored, and I promise you, and you will be richly rewarded. I can promise you 500 shards and a title if you succeed. Okay, so I can take the mission, I can decline, and this is grayed out. Attempt to slay him. That must be triggered at some other point. I don't know the requirements for that, but I'll take the mission. Very well, says the provost marshal and dismisses you. You leave the palace. I have to point out that I paid a guy $5 to talk to him, and rather than feeling me out, you know, getting to know me, or giving me some mundane task, the provost marshal immediately says, you go kill this guy who's dangerous to me and who's a symbol of like the old powers, and then come back and I'll pay you. Like, go assassinate this guy and come back. I don't know you. I don't care about your name or where you came from. Just do this. I just want it done. So does he offer that job to everybody who talks to him? Like, some farmer comes in, I need a job. Go kill this guy. Or a knight coming to pledge his service. Go kill this guy. Like, that's a bizarre mindset. Like, that's his whole focus. But he won't send his own soldiers to do it, to go into the mountains to kill this guy or whatever. It's just bizarre to me. Anyway, let's go to the tavern. I'm good, but let's look for rumors. You fall into conversation with Pylides, a kindly old scholar priest of Molern, the god of knowledge. Many years ago, the book of the seven sages was stolen from us, he croaks. News suggests that the Scorpion men are in possession of it. I need a young adventurer like yourself to travel to Scorpion Bight. Oh, I've been saying that wrong. It's Scorpion Bight. I like blight better. To Scorpion Bight and return the book to me. In return, I can show you how to improve the skill of your choice. Obviously, I'm going to accept, because for whatever reason, I am drawn to Scorpion Bight like a moth to flame. Very well then. He is visibly pleased. Meet me here once you obtain the artifact, and I will reward you. And with that, you leave his table. Let's see if there's another rumor. A bard in the tavern recites an epic tale of ancient legend. He speaks of Xenoch, the priest king, the ruler of a mighty nation in the distant steppes far to the north. 1,000 years ago, his empire flourished and his wealth was enormous. He was buried in a great pyramid tomb along with his riches. It is said that the pyramid of Xenoch lies beyond the spine of Harkoon and beyond the great steppes in the foothills of the peaks at the edge of the world. That's a lot of capitalization and proper names. I just want to point that out. It's beyond the spine of Harkoon and the great steppes in the foothills of the peaks at the edge of the world. You question him further, but that is all he knows. And you leave the tavern. All right, one more, because I love this. Okay, he's just repeating. Okay, so it's just the two things. All right. You walk around the smelly streets of the sulphurous city. The market is large and busy. At the corner of Brimstone Plaza, gigantic braziers burn sweet-smelling incense in an attempt to overpower the rotten egg smell that permeates the whole city. There are many stalls and goods to choose from. Your adventuring instincts push you to explore some of the back streets. All right. By day, by night, or the sewers. I think I'm going to go ahead and... Nope. Actually, I'm going to go back. Because I'm now recalling that in here is rat poison. And I'm going to buy... Well, I have enough for one of those. When applied to your weapon, it will grant you +3 offense and +2 damage against rats or rat-like creatures for one fight only. So, I'm going rat hunting. That makes sense. We're just going to go into the sewers. We're going to save it. We're going to go into the sewers. I have a lantern. You climb down an old disused well in the poor quarter of Yellowport. It is dank, dark, and smelly down below. If you do not have a light source, such as a lantern, you will have to return to the city. Well, good thing we got one. In the dank tunnels, running with rivulets of foul water, take you deeper into the unknown. You mark the twisting passages with chalk so you can find your way back. Shortly, you come out into a large, rough-hewn cavern, wreathed into shadows that dance and flicker in the light you have brought. A sound makes you start in surprise. Hey! The sound was a click of a secret door sliding open in the wall of the caverns. With a swift motion, you step up beside it, back to the wall. A figure emerges, but you are able to ambush the ambusher. Deft blow to the back of the head sends the dark figure crashing to the ground. Another steps forth, however, shouting in a guttural voice. You realize that the figures are rat men, man-like creatures that stand on two legs, but which have the tail and hairy features of a gigantic rat. You have to fight them. Of course you do. Ooh, look at them. A shaman? So I have learned that if you hover over the enemy's portraits, it tells you a little bit about that enemy. I didn't realize that previously. He has 4 action points. Oh, I like this axe. I like this axe a lot. I'm really happy. I have turned into a furious berserker with this axe. I gained 15 shards. The ratmen lie defeated at your feet. You find 15 shards on the bodies and a note which says Party, kitchens, tonight, rank and file rats only, no officers, and no king allowed. The rest of the cavern is bare, so you press on down the tunnels ahead. After a while, you come to a cleaner area of the sewers, a part of the old city now buried under Yellowport. It dates from the period when all of Harkuna was ruled by the masked ones of Otaku before the people overthrew them. You come to 2 rotten wooden doors. Names have been scratched onto them by some half-literate rat man. One says Throne Room, the other says Kitchens. You can hear gravelly rat voices from behind both doors. Well, we found that note that says Party, Kitchens, rank and file rats only. So let's go to the Throne Room. Gingerly you open the door. It leads to a curtained alcove, through which you observe the room beyond. It is a long, low hall, clearly an ancient Udakin temple from a time when the masked lords of Udakin ruled all of Harkuna, but now part of the sewers of Yellowport. A cheap wooden chair has been placed on the altar to act as a throne. On it sits a large and extremely ugly rat man. He has a tacky amulet around his neck and a rusty iron hoop for a crown. About 4 rat men are kneeling before him, engaged in conversation. But Scab, one of the rat men is saying. That's great, King Scab, to you, dung breath, bellows the rat on the throne. Okay, charge in, sneak in, use sorcery, or bluff your way in. My stats are charge in, bluff, sorcery, or sneak. I'm just gonna charge. With a martial cry, you draw your weapon and charge. You manage to cut down 2 of the ratmen before they can react. The remaining 2 officers draw their swords. King Scab gives a cry of anger and leaps at you in desperation, swinging a spiked mace in his hand. So this is going to be rough. But I have a potion. So he's melee, he's melee, he's melee. I'm going to use this, and I'm going to use rat poison. This, and this. That's the king. Oh, he's a 3-headed, wow. I love the art here. Shout out to the artist. This is amazing. Amazing. There we go. There we go. victory. King Scab's rusty iron crown shattered when he fell, so you take the copper amulet from around his neck. You also find a chest in the corner of the room, but it is clearly booby-trapped. I can try to open it with my non-existent magic, my pathetic thief skills, or just leave. My magic is 2, and my thief is 2, so thief skills. Eesh. Failed. Your amateur's chinking sets off the trap, and then I lose 5. I died. Oh no! Wow. Well? That happened. Alright, well, we're gonna stop there because that sucked. Please join me next time when we'll pick up at the beginning of all that Ratman nonsense, and we'll try that again without the explosion at the end, killing me after I had already completed the quest. That was very, very dumb. Anyway, thank you so much for joining me. Like the video if you're enjoying the content. Comment on it, on your thoughts on what you think I should be doing or what I should do next. Subscribe, because that would be awesome. Join me on Twitter at Rho-Bear Games and drop me a line there. Until next time, goodbye.